Alrighty, I got a doozy for you guys today. So, recently, this video came out of this man pointing a shotgun at his wife. And the context behind the video is that the husband thought that the wife was cheating and in a blind fury shot her in the head 3 times, right? And the reason why this case is so infuriating is because this man went to trial, and the jury that was overseeing his trial was an all-female jury, okay? And this man got off with only 10 years in prison. We got a doozy today because there's no way. So today we're going to be looking at this video from Law and Crime Network. That they covered it, and we're going to be looking. Jesus Christ, I can't speak. So today we're going to be looking at this video from Law and Crime Network. Woman records husband shooting her after learning of affair. You're going to meet Jesus. Let's just get into it.
You really want this on video?
I'll pull it. I'm mad enough to pull it.
An all-female jury decides a man's fate after video of him fatally shooting his wife is played in court. Carrie Birmingham's attorneys are here to talk about the Texas father's defense strategy and the end result. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. A 60-year-old man is going to prison after he shot his wife in the head outside their home in Spring, Texas. Carrie Birmingham was seen on video talking to his wife, Patricia Birmingham, who went by the name Richie.
You really want this on video?
So this is
I'll pull it. I'm mad enough to pull it.
This man was standing outside naked, literally in a robe and nothing else. That's why it's blurred out, because this man is literally standing outside naked with a shotgun pointed at his wife in broad daylight too. In broad daylight. So, I want you guys to look at this video and tell me if you think that he's in a blind fury. If you guys think that this is just like a man blinded by rage.
Video talking to his wife, Patricia Birmingham, who went by the name Richie.
You really want this on video?
I'll pull it. I'm mad enough to pull it. Okay. All right,
Loading up.
The harrowing video, which also shows Birmingham saying, "You're going to meet Jesus, and I hope it was worth it, and I'm done, I'm effing done," was shown to an all-female jury last week. According to Birmingham's defense team, the couple had been arguing after Birmingham reportedly discovered his wife was having an affair. The argument spilled out into the driveway, with Birmingham standing in his bathrobe and cocking a gun. The jury ended up sentencing Birmingham to 10 years in prison. He's going to be up for parole in 5 years. We have a lot.
This man shot his wife in broad daylight 3 times in the head. And an all-female jury convicted him and gave him 10 years. 10 years. But he's up for parole in 5. This man got 5 years in jail for cold-blooded murder. And he got 5 years and he's going to get paroled because God knows, what is a 60-year-old man going to be doing in prison? Nothing. So he's going to get out for good behavior. So this man's about to serve 5 years in jail for literally murdering his wife. And 60... he still has some years left. So, wow. Just wow. This man literally got off scot-free.
A lot of questions about this. So I'm joined, going to be up for parole in 5 years. We have a lot of questions about this. So I'm joined right now by Mr. Birmingham's defense attorneys, Anthony Osso and Dan Cogdell. Great to have you both here. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
So the first thing I wanted to ask is how this works. There was a decision
So these
for
are his
Birmingham
defense
to
attorneys.
plead guilty to murder, but walk us through what the strategy was, and once you make that decision, what happened next?
Sure. So the way it works in Texas, Jesse, is that it is a 2-tiered jury trial system. The first tier is going to be guilt innocence, and the second tier is going to be the punishment phase of trial. The unique thing about Texas is that a jury can decide both phases of a trial. They can determine both guilt, innocence, and then punishment.
Okay, that's interesting because in most court proceedings in the United States, the jury convicts. So the jury, they're the ones that say whether or not someone is guilty or innocent. And then the judge is the one who sentences and basically hands out a sentencing. So the fact that the jury in Texas, juries are able to convict but also decide sentencing is very interesting.
So here, if you've seen the video, it's obviously very overwhelming evidence. And so our strategy was to plead guilty directly to the jury and then have the jury assess punishment in this case. And one of the defenses, or the way that the law works in Texas, is that it allows for a reduction in punishment if the jury finds that the crime was committed out of sudden passion due to adequate cause. And so we felt that based on the circumstances and facts in this case that surrounded Carrie Birmingham's actions that day, that was the best way to argue on behalf of our client.
I will not pause it again, okay? Not for a little bit, but guys, listen, okay? Just really quick. Did that man look like he was in a blind, rage? Did he look like he was in a blind fury? What this guy is talking about is let's say you get into a fight with your significant other, and you're in the kitchen, and in the heat of the moment, you grab a knife from the kitchen, like the knife block or whatever, and you stab your significant other. That is what this guy is basically talking about. From what they have said, it sounds like there was an argument about the wife potentially cheating, which we're going to get to a little bit later, but they were having an argument about the wife potentially cheating. The argument got taken outside, and then he grabbed his shotgun, he went somewhere and got his shotgun, loaded up, pointed at his wife, was still yelling at her, still talking to her, and then said, "You're going to meet Jesus," and then shot her. Does that sound like a blind fear? All of those steps to get to the actual pulling of the trigger, those are things that, as a jury member, they should look at and be like, was this man really in a blind rage? But I'm sorry, I'm going to stop pausing it.
And Dan, walk us through what
I know y'all be all
the
high
theory
and bothered
was
about
about
that.
what happened. He immediately confronted his wife. He just found out what had happened, because I think that timing is important.
Yeah, so he had heard from a mutual friend of theirs who had come into town to visit with him that weekend that his wife had been unfaithful. Yeah, so he had heard from a mutual friend of theirs who had come into town to visit with him that weekend that his wife had been unfaithful, that she had been in an affair, in a relationship with a fella out of the country, and he didn't confront. That was on Sunday. He didn't confront his wife until the following morning. And once she confirmed, in essence, that she had had this relationship, that's when he, was fully informed and sort of flew off the handle, for lack of a better description.
Now, you had an all-female jury, which is a rarity in itself, but an all-female jury come back and not even recommend, because in Texas, it's their decision, sentence him to 10 years in prison. What was your reaction to that?
Well, I thought that was the appropriate result. Again, as Anthony explained, it is the defense burden at a punishment hearing to show by a preponderance of the evidence that the conduct happened as a result of sudden passion arising from an adequate cause. And we believed that the evidence was pretty clear that is why what happened. Our focus was on why and not what. And once the jury heard the facts, not only from several of the arresting officers, they heard an audio tape that Reese had secretly recorded where this is a husband and wife saying the worst possible things about each other. Just you name it, they said it. She attacked his ability to perform sexually. She attacked his ability to provide financially, which are the two best ways to upset any man I know. And
which doesn't mean that you get to just shoot your wife. I'm sorry, guys. It doesn't mean that you can just shoot your wife. Okay, so I did not hear about any of this. So from what I saw, they said that the police looked into it and that no evidence of cheating was found. But obviously, if it was taken to trial and they were able to present evidence that says that she was in fact cheating, and that she said it that morning or whatever, you know how many people get cheated on every day? Like, I gotta go back to these things because, like, people get cheated on every day. Are people pulling out shotguns and shooting their wives in the head 3 times in broad daylight while basically naked? No, because she cheated on you. Like, huh? You know? Hey.
And unfortunately, this attacked his ability to perform sexually. She attacked his ability to provide
And now I'm
financially,
starting to understand,
which are the two best ways
not
to
support,
upsetting
but
a man I know.
understand why
And
the all-female jury in this case convicted him and sentenced Jesus Christ, bruh, sentenced him to what they did.
Fortunately, this argument that was recorded on audio tape by Reese served as the foundation for the argument that it was sudden passion arising from an adequate cause. So that's a long way of saying, look, I thought the evidence was clear. I thought that was the right result for the jury to find sudden passion. And I wasn't really surprised by the verdict. The state certainly was. There were others in the courtroom that were. But after my argument, I felt very strongly that the jury was going to do what I believed to be the right thing, and they did.
And Anthony, that's my question. What is your response to the people who say he killed his wife? He took a life. He could be out in 5 years. Is that justice? Is that fair? What would be your response to those people?
Well, my response would be that the law provides in the state of Texas.
So his response is, well, it's legal. So, like,
if the evidence establishes that a crime was committed out of sudden passion, it reduces the punishment range from 5 years to life in prison to a second degree. And so the maximum punishment that Kerry Birmingham was facing once the jury found he'd acted in sudden passion was 20 years. And so under the law, it's the appropriate verdict by the jury. And it's exactly what Dan asked them to do. He said, look, if you feel that he needs to be penalized, then give him 10 years. And that's what they did. So we feel that they followed the law, they applied the facts to the law, and they came to the right result.
I hope y'all enjoyed this one. This one was shorter. I'm about to take a trip to Jamaica, so I will be vlogging that, and that'll be what's coming. Bro, what the? Like, that'll be what's coming up next. But I would say, like, should I look at this full trial? But I'm pretty sure there's no trial to look at because he pled guilty. So they just kind of skipped the sentencing. And, I mean, do I need to see that? I don't know, like, if there's footage of the trial. But if there is, I would be really curious to see, like, how the defense went about the trial. Like, I want to know how the defense argued for this man. Like, I really am, like, I'm so curious. But I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I can't wait to, next time y'all see me, I'm in Jamaica. I'm living it up, sunbathing, okay? Like, y'all don't know. I need this trip. I need this trip. So, spring break, I'm ready. But I hope y'all are too. Anyway, though, I hope you guys enjoyed. Swap Cop.